After the party is the after party. Welcome everybody. I am your host, Brent. With me as always, we have Fada.
Peace.
All right, now I was originally supposed to do this yesterday, but the Umar thing, I felt like it was. Um, I thought it was something interesting to talk about, so we took a detour. But today we are going to be talking about the world is collapsing and men are relaxing. So before I even get to the video of it, Father, how do you feel about that whole premises of the world is relaxing and the men are, I mean, the world is collapsing and the men are relaxing?
Let me give myself a moment because the last time we talked about this, I kind of like said about 1% of like what it really is because this is a very, very, very layered, nuanced conversation, right? Now, I personally believe that right now in this day and age, I don't even really feel like it's collapsing when you look at everything because we have made technological advancements and we have the capability to really move to the next level of civilization. There's only just one problem, brother Raymond, and
And what is that?
unfortunately it's the fact that there is a mentality that is about profit rather than people. That is the main motherfucking issue when you boil it down to everything. Because innovation, for example, like they say capitalism breeds innovation. You've heard of that, right?
Right.
Well, innovation, if I innovate something, I'm making it for the better, which means it's going to make some aspect of life easier for everybody. Like, bruh, when they motherfucking made computers, computers changed the game to humanity in a way where we can process fucking tons of information in like 1 second. That's how far we've come. You feel what I'm saying? But instead of using it to empower society, they use it to make money. And when you do that, as a result, everything becomes objectified, everything becomes expendable. So your job no longer has security because as soon as they innovate something, you out of a job and you're not making no income, and now you expected to just make it out of thin air. And you're also competing with giant conglomerates and companies that will sue the shit out of you if you dare take one of their ideas. So it's a layered ass motherfucking conversation. Though. What is also funny to me though is the mere fact that we as kids were told something and that shit didn't fucking come true. I think that's the funniest part about this entire thing. And we're not alone in this. You know what I'm saying? I think that should be the main point of it. We are not motherfucking alone in it. Go to China, go to South Korea, go to India, go to Japan, go to the UK. They're all experiencing the exact same shit that we're. This is a global, worldwide thing that's going on where an entire generation's wealth has been stolen, and the people who stole it don't want to be taken into account. And so, hence the relaxing, aka in China they call it life flat. Um, they had a name for it in Japan too, but I don't know. But I mean, they talk about the Fukushima 40, but we got some over here in America too. But like, there's a movement of men and a lot of women too, just saying fuck it. And it's like I tried, I got this degree, I listened to everything my parents said. Now what? I don't mean to be long winded, but yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Um, Basically, I seen it. I mean, if the society's collapsing, I seen it coming because a lot of men doesn't feel needed, and then like you done said, technology has gone to a place where instead of it takes. I say this all the time. Instead of it taking 8 hours to do, it only takes about 8 minutes. And like, there's going to be a lot of things that I feel like society it needs to change, and it's kind of like stuck in its ways. So unless it changes, it's going to change how we do things. People are going to feel useless. Now, since the '90s, they've been outsourcing jobs and a bunch of other dumb shit that kind of like comes with the territory. So now, like most people are either out of the jobs or like this has been happening lately. You go to school for a particular type of job, and for a starter pay, you need experience. And it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to get experience if I just started?
Volunteer.
Ain't nobody trying to get. I feel like back in the day, that would have been a good idea, but like no, it's like people get paid now. People need to get paid. There's bills, and there's people are living on their own. And they're like, I can't just give off of volunteering gratitude and some shit like that. No, people need to get paid. So now it's just like, what we gonna do? It's like most people are just like, fuck it. How many? I'm pretty sure there's people that's in our profession is like, fuck it. It's like,
Yeah.
and it's not even, and I feel like it's not even laziness. It's not laziness. It's just like
It never was. It never fucking was. That's my argument. I don't think it ever was about laziness.
yeah, and it's something that I feel like no old head understands. It's just like, oh, these kids just don't want to work for it no more. No, I don't see the worth. It's like
Yeah.
it's like if you could show me that it's worth doing, then I would do it. But since I don't see anything worth doing, why would I break my neck in doing things? Like I feel like, and that's why I feel like most old people don't get now. So now, young people is just like, you know what? Fuck it. We just gonna let the world burn. You just like you're gonna raise prices on this, and then most people, especially in black households, where like most people they left their houses at 18, and most people, how most people like once you turn 18, you can no longer stay here, and now it's just what can I say? People is just staying in their homes now. It's just like why do I need to leave? If we're not hiring, and when you do hire, you pay us little, like pennies on a fucking dollar, and then we just out here just bumming it, trying to bum it out, and obviously nobody wants to roommate no more. I would just because I know people say you should room with each other. Damn well, as introverted as everybody is, no one wants to room with them.
I mean, and bro, there's that, and then there's a lot of people like, bro, you don't know what the fuck you getting into doing that shit.
Yeah,
You fuck around and invite something to your house you have no fucking preparation for. You keep playing.
right. Yeah, and like and now in this day and age, a lot of people are just introverted. That's another thing. People was just introverted. So yeah. Um. So what used to be done back then is not done anymore. So, in my opinion, society just need to change around. But the first thing is first is just like you got to make the young people feel valuable in doing stuff. So that's where I'm getting at. So with that being said, there was a video that I was looking at. It goes by the name of Angry Guy, and it was basically saying things that I feel like I've been saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this video up.
This man popping the video up and playing Apex. That's impressive.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I was gonna end up dying anyway. So, but I think this was it. Yep. All right. He goes by the name of Angry Guy, and he has a couple videos that I got him on tab, but this the main one I wanted to talk about because Father done mentioned like what's been going on in Japan, and I think he mentions it too. So I just want to go ahead. So we're just going to go ahead and start the video. God damn it.
64. Or some of you even will go back to Atari because you're just that terrible. It's cheaper to just play your video games and chill. And women are furious about this. Society is furious about this. This is the reason why they're now signing up men. They're passing a bill, a law to force women to register for the draft and to have both men and women automatically signed up for the draft because no one is signing up for the draft anymore. Every year, 100,000 Gen Zers refuse to sign up for the draft. This is the reality we're in right now. Okay, the levels of the military reserves are 1/10 of what it was 50 years ago. 1/10, even though the population has grown so much. And what are men doing? Men are chilling at home. Men are living their best lives. They're eating, they're sleeping, they're chilling, listening to music. They're paying off their condos. They're paying off all their mobile homes. They're paying off their homes. They're men who've had their lives destroyed after previous relationships. They are rebuilding. They are rebuilding, and they're coming back stronger than ever before. Go Zio. And it is amazing to see this, and they're not getting back into those relationships that led to their previous downfall. It's hilarious, and women are, of course, women and the Simpson and society, they're pissed off. By the way, guys, if you guys enjoy these videos.
Now, I'm pretty sure there's been other generations that don't really fuck with war like that, but again, give us a reason why niggas is going to be signing up for the fucking especially when a lot of people feel like we shouldn't even be dealing with other people's fucking, in my opinion, other people's issues. I've always said that. It's like what they do is none of our business. Why are we getting ourselves involved in that? So, yeah. What you think?
I agree. Why are we getting involved? And when we do get involved, we get our asses whooped because we're not supposed to be there in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, but you know what? That's to be expected when you have a country that's foundation was built on conquest. Because people were already here and then they were taken off of their land. So I would expect that from as a response. You know what I'm saying? Like I would expect that. So like in this conversation, it's like you have to separate the people from the state, right? The state kind of acts independently on its own because it is its own institution, right? That is why they have shit like national security and stuff like that. But because when you separate the state from the people, like I'm talking more so working class people. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones that have to go out and vote because it's a matter of whether I make more money or whether I pay more taxes and shit like that. Like those are the people that I'm kind of like referring to in that particular example. But I mean, most people most people that and you've even admitted this, just join the military because shit, what else am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, bro, ain't nobody hiring. Like, yeah, you said this before.
Yeah,
a lot of black folks. Yeah, a lot of black folks is like, shit, it's a way to pay off college. Why not? You know.
And it's funny. Even before I did that, it's just like I walked every. I said this story many times. So I walked everywhere there was a job, and I was asked if they was hiring. This was back in the day we had to ask, go to the place that asked if hiring, and I walked everywhere I could go just so I can say they're not hiring. And because when you do that, people go, "Well, did you try?" I went. Did you go? I went. Yes, I went. They're not hiring. I walked everywhere. It's just.
Make sure to hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe down below. And of course, button down below this video. So yeah, I mean, it's a reality. It's a reality that a lot of people don't seem to comprehend. But that's the reality that they have to accept. Men are walking away and they are no longer going to be disposable. Women have treated these men as disposable forever. The state has treated these men as disposable forever. All right? The church is just another form of the state. Okay? And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The church The streets lead to the church, and the church leads to the streets. So stay off the church and stay off the streets. Okay, let's jump into this video because again, these pastors are furious.
To be, you were a boy and then you became a man. We created this middle gap for you young men called adolescents. I call them boys who can shave. These are guys that have a man's opportunities, but a boy's responsibilities. These are guys who keep freeloading off their mother. They're boomerang guys that keep moving back into their parents' home. These are guys who spend their 20s dating, relating, and fornicating and not worshiping and serving and giving. That's the problem. It's a whole bunch of guys who are trying to extend their childhood years as far as they can. And I'll tell you where it gets real sick. Some guys will push their childhood years all the way into their 30s, and then 10 years later in their 40s, they get a midlife crisis and go back and have their childhood revisited when they spent the majority of their adult years in childhood already.
Do you agree with that pastor was saying? Because I thought he was saying a bunch of gibberish.
I'm sorry. All right. Nah, because the reason why I'm laughing is because he was just talking about where and then they reach 40 and then they go back to the childhood that they was before. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, all right, but I mean, I guess I can understand where he's coming from. Like, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about like the men who, the failure to launches is, I think, what Kevin Samuels called it. I think he's talking about them type of dudes, right? The dudes that, like they grown, but they still act like, high schoolers or something, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, okay, so then let's take that, right? And let's see what the fucking issue is. You know what I'm saying? You want to know what is so interesting to me? How people say that they're problem solvers, yet don't problem solve. You feeling what I'm saying? Like, okay, so let's take a 30-year-old who, is working at a job that pays like $10 an hour. We had this fucking conversation with the traditional versus 50-50. Nigga, if I see somebody who got the motherfucking work ethic, give him an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? The very worst that could happen is he proves himself to not reach his potential. Then you just, throw him back into where you came from. Like, bro,
Right.
like
Right.
y'all, like it's so mind-boggling to me how it's just they just sit there and then they just judge people, and they have all these stigmas against people because they're not in a certain place in life. But you don't take the initiative to walk a mile in somebody's shoes because you're not about it. You know what I'm saying? Like these people aren't about it. That's why they can sit there and just label and like the pastor was doing, make a whole bunch of unfair sentiments about people because you don't understand their circumstances. So I feel like that. I feel like what I'm saying in whole is like I feel like I disagree with what he's saying because there's still value in those men. You just have to be able to provide an environment for them to thrive in. It's not the system has failed them, and you're blaming them for it. It's very victim blaming, and that's what I don't like.
It's funny the last thing about the system. I done said that it was like, I understand. We kind of like. I think Kevin said something like, "Men, we kind of like." I forgot who said it, but it was like we kind of work off failure because if you don't fail, how do you succeed? Some shit like that. And I get what they're saying, but I also feel like if you was just out there, you should be able to relay information or put let's just say your kids in a better position to thrive and survive out there, because most people, they don't have that opportunity. Like I would tell people I'm blessed to have an opportunity where a bunch of old heads will look at me and they see some potential in me and they'll bring me to me and be like, "Hey, young blood," and like teach me the ropes or like teach me what I need to know. There's some people, they don't get shit. there's most people like they have to literally learn on their own, whether it's like whether they wanted to or not. But there's like I know people just like they don't know how to like properly clean themselves, like because no one has really taught them, or the how to respect boundaries because most people just do what the fuck they want to do, or they just let them run amok or some shit like that. Or you see people who's just like they may have potential, but their mouth gets them in trouble, and like you basically try to hone them in to make sure like this person's good. Most people don't have that. They don't have a system or a village to like help them out. They're just out there fending for themselves. So, and like it's hard. It's hard for some people because it's just like most of these people they don't start as bad, but like if you don't, like I tell people, if you don't properly train somebody, someone is going to get hurt or killed. It's like, and then who's it going to be on? But let's get back to the video.
Let's talk about men that play video games because I know it gets kind of controversial. Ladies, if you think that you're being controlling for not wanting your men to play video games as much as he does, or if he gets upset at you because you want to spend time with him and he's choosing to play video games instead, you have a right to be upset and your feelings are valid, okay?
Let me tell y'all something. So you heard what
I've said this many times. If a man rather wants to play video games than be with you, that's a you problem. You ladies, I understand like dudes, sometimes we do like to we go and play video games for hours. I do understand that. But if he rather does that, I always say this: if he rather does that than wants to be with you, then you probably need to look at yourself because that's a problem. Or at least I always said that's a problem because ain't no man's going to turn down free coochie.
You want to know what though? What she said was some bullshit. First of all, her nails were fucking ugly. Anyway, I am someone that believes that everybody is entitled to their own space, right? And a lot, bro, because I remember you talking about this one time, like, you know how we go into the nothing box?
Yes.
Like, we'll just sit there and fucking play video games and think about absolutely nothing, and it drives women fucking crazy.
Right.
It's like I feel like that's kind of like the symptom of that, but at the same time, it's like you what you signed up for when you got with her, so we're able to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, again, this just what come with the territory, but at the same, but like it's like there's a lot of girls that are cool with it. Like they're not gonna fucking jump down my neck because I'm playing video games. Shit, we gonna play video games together if I have anything to do with it. Most dudes do that with their girl. They'll literally sit down and play a video game with their girl, or like watch Netflix or some shit, just some chill shit. But at the like, we also need that space to just do nothing. Yeah, let me play this video game. I'm not trying to think about shit except me and this motherfucking controller.
Ladies, sometimes us doing nothing is us doing something.
Yes, it's productive.
I know it's confusing to y'all, but sometimes we need to do nothing to do something. and like I know it sounds weird, but it's just like that's how men like really like when we want to sit down and relax. Sometimes we just really want to do nothing, and I feel like that's why some women are just like wired up all the time. Because like I've always said, this is just like if you ask us to fix something, we're gonna really look at it, and then we're gonna be like, depending on how serious it is, we're gonna be like, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Thank you.
And that's just men. And it's just how we rock things. It's just like I know women, it's just like everything is like a life or death situation. And sometimes we as men has to assess the situation. It's just like, yo, it's not that big of a deal. I'll get to it when I get to it. All right. Is it gonna fuck your whole day up? For them, yes. For us, no. It's just like Is it? But I think that's the yin and yang men and women and some shit like that. It's just like where men is just like, yo, it's not that big of a deal. Some women is a big deal. Sometimes that's the hardest thing is telling women that it's not of a big deal because usually when they need something done, they want it done now. And most of the time when I ask you to do something, it's like when you need it done. And it's just like whenever you feel like it. It's like, yeah, I'm not in a rush. And you know what's funny? I feel like that fucks them up even worse when you tell them like, just whenever you feel like it. It ain't that in a rush. It was like if because it was usually with men, if it's really need to be done, we'll do it then and there.
Yeah.
So
And the thing is, like, if it needs to be done immediately, then it's gonna be done immediately.
yes.
At least that's how I've always operated. It's like for example, if someone needs to get like picked up or whatever, I'd be like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna just get this over with. That's usually how men operate. We just want the shit over with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why this fucking job market shit is so stupid. Because if you hire somebody to do something, so long as you interview them and they are sincere, which isn't hard to, figure out, then shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't make it a fucking hard for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what we're gonna get into, like, as it goes on. You're gonna see how it's just people overcomplicating the most basic shit and expecting extravagant results. It's like you're not gonna get that, nigga. Shit, when shit get done, it get done, and then when it don't. Deal with it.
All right, let's get back into the video.
This pastor said, you heard what this woman said. They hate the fact that men are out there living their best lives. They hate the fact that men are playing video games and chilling and being happy. They hate the fact that men have found freedom. This guy literally said that you're spending your life basically being selfish and having a long adolescence where you should be giving to others. Okay, it's not about receiving, it's about giving as a man. It's about being selfless as a man. Guys, single men have the longest lifespans right now. Single, never married men have the longest lifespan, while they found that fathers have the worst hearts. Fatherhood is a precursor to heart disease. Okay? Men who are fathers are significantly more likely to develop heart disease, significantly more likely to have heart attacks, significantly more likely to have strokes. Fatherhood is not good for men, specifically, especially in Western society. It is something for men to avoid entirely. And this is a joke. Do you see how angry these men?
How you feel about him saying that?
That's bullshit, and I disagree with everything that he said.
I disagree with that too.
That was.
I will say this: women do particularly last longer than men, but I don't. I think it's more to it than that than just not having kids.
Like, I don't know if he was serious. Like, was he serious when he said that?
I think he was serious.
Okay,
He's because this YouTube, you know how they have MGTOW, men going their own way or something like that. He has something. I think it's called Men Going Away or something like that, and it's something along those lines. So I think he is serious, but
yeah, cause bro, okay. First of all, like, any parent is gonna be more prone to heart issues because children, the heart, love. Parents love their kids. If their kids get into some shit that, disappoints them, of course it's gonna ache their heart. It comes with the motherfucking territory.
right?
Nigga, what the hell? But I don't like, fatherhood. First of all, one of the main things that I've come to realize is that most people are very ill-equipped to be parents. If I'm being completely fucking honest with you, it's to the point where I would be in favor of somebody going through a psychiatric evaluation before they ever decide to have kids. Like, at some point, like, you got to go to a doctor and you have to be, like, evaluated, like, mentally, in order to see whether you are fit to have kids or not. I am.
Because some people don't need to be having kids.
Some people don't need to be having kids. Hey, shit, you know what I'm saying? Like toying around with the idea that hey, maybe like at a young age, men would get like vasectomies that's reversible, and then once you are able to, once you're stable and you're like you have a good sense of yourself and you're not reckless and shit like that, then you take a psychiatric evaluation and then you get put back on the fucking field. Like it's not, I'm not trying to propose anything, but like I've been thinking about shit like this because I really do feel like there's a lot of people that have kids and you have no motherfucking business having kids.
You ever heard of a person named Rollo Tomasi?
No.
He was basically Godfather. They call him like the Godfather of Red Pillars, but a white guy. But he was like, yeah, he felt like young people should have vasectomies, and then when they felt like they're ready to have kids, you could just unsnip or something like that. But
yeah,
I don't think we should go that far because I feel like you should just have discipline. But I understand, like as men, we have our needs, and sometimes we want to fuck something. And trust me, I understand this as a man that's done celibacy. And people ask me how do I get through it. I was like, it fucking sucks, but you just got. I just kind of like just dealt with it. I'll be the first to tell you that shit sucks. But you do like garner a lot of discipline, and then you kind of like this is a good part of it. You garner a lot of discipline, and then you see. You kind of like get better at talking with people too. I feel like it helps your people skills because you're trying to talk to them as human beings, especially with women, because you're like talking to them as human beings instead of pieces of meat.
Yeah, because bro, let me tell you the most annoying shit in the motherfucking world is trying to talk to a nigga and there's like a whole bunch of women around. And then the nigga fucking changed his motherfucking attitude and tried talking to a random ass woman he ain't got no business talking. Trying to spit game while you in a room full of other niggas. Like, that should be annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Because they changed their entire attitude. It's not natural, you know what I'm saying? They asking weird ass questions, making the girls feel. I'm like, bro, that's why they be saying you be scaring the hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you over there trying to fucking play America's Next Top Model and shit. Call me old happy ass now.
Yeah, and I've seen it where like dudes like a girl and like their whole demeanor change, or like let's just say like your friend your homeboy got a girlfriend and like you give her a hug and the nigga mean mug you like you try to take the girl. It's like, nigga, I don't want your girl.
Yeah. Like at all.
Nigga, we just cool.
We just so happen to be cordial with each other.
Yeah, it's just like and I look again, I understand that some people just like, yeah, because I've heard a lot of people's stories about women sleeping with their best friends or something like that, their lover's best friend, and that's always a fucked up situation. I'm not even gonna hose him on that one, but it's just like I had to tell people, it's just like, yo, I don't even rock like that. It's just, if that's your girl, that's your girl, but if that's not your. But I'm not gonna be the one that's just like fucking them behind the back or some shit like that. That is not. And you should know that too. It's like, you my dog. You should know that. I wouldn't do no fuck shit. But yes, I've seen like many relationships get over women, get fucked up over women. So let's get back into the video.
Men these pastors are angry because I told you, a pastor is just another form of pimp. Okay, a pastor is just another form of pimp, and women in the church. That's just a church sister is. Damn, they're not going to spend that kind of money. Let's check out the comments on this video. Men are relaxing at home as war approaches, right? And as you can see here, this is a comment. You remember the video that we watched from this pastor that was cussing, right? There was another video he was condemning video games and calling it the Antichrist. Someone commented that pastor is in his soft guy era. He's up there preaching in his Levi's and flannel shirt about deadbeat guys. What a hypocrite! That's the pastor that you just saw. All right, they're calling them out. They're calling them out. Steve says, I had a realization about my experience with the church. I had been attempting for about a year and a half, and I noticed that whenever the topic of relationships was brought up, the pastor seemed to always criticize men and never address any wrongdoings by women. Later, I learned that women contribute the majority of the church's tithing, and it's the pastor who influenced women, especially the Black community, to seek men who earn six figures. When I couldn't afford the tithe because my car broke down and I had to use Uber until it got fixed, the pastor's wife publicly called me out in church. Bro!
Yeah.
First off, when was the last time you've been in church? Because it's been a while for me. May?
Yes.
At least you still. I applaud you. You still go. I don't know. That's just like growing up. Because growing up, I used to go to church heavy, and that was a great place to meet people. It's just like my good dude. Don't get me wrong, was a good dude, but I always found it weird that the pastor has always like they drive in these nice cars and like you're supposed to be giving people the blessings and all that other stuff, and it's just like you walk off in like a big old nice car. Most people I know walk to that church or they're struggling, and then yet you're asking them for tithes and offerings. And where does the money go? So I've always questioned that in church. It's just like, so where does the money go? Because does it help the church or does it help the because I feel like the church should help the community, but I feel like it never goes into the community. I don't know. This is why I kind of like stay away from churches and stuff like that.
I will say this. Unfortunately, the church has turned into a grift. You feeling what I'm saying? He wasn't wrong when he said that pastors are pimps. But they're pimps in the sense that they sell hope. You feeling what I'm saying? I remember Dr. Umar talking about this one time. He was like, one of the main issues about the church is that they make you feel like there's a way out of your problems as long as you be patient and turn the other cheek and remain meek and humble and stuff like that. But that's the very same mentality they use to exploit you and get you to pay your tithes and get you to, financially support the pastor instead of the entire institution. Remember, the tithe money is really supposed to be for the well-being of the entire church and the community that surrounds it. You're supposed to use that to make sure that the church building is, looked after. You feel what I'm saying? That the people who, are in that church is given, maybe you feed them, maybe you watch their children. You know what I'm saying? Church is supposed to be another rec center in that place. It's a place for the community to come in and talk about things and, get to know everybody in that community. So in case something happens to you, somebody can look after you. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. But again, now it's turned into a grift, unfortunately.
Yeah. I've always felt that way. Because usually they'll tell you like because you're really giving it to God. I was like, if I'm God, I made heaven and earth, I made the animals, I made the humans. Why do I need money?
What the hell am I gonna do with this?
What am I gonna do with money? I made this.
But not only I made it, like this is a piece of paper.
This is a piece of paper to me.
Hey Jesus, here's $1.
Jesus didn't even function in the church. Jesus walked everywhere.
Shit.
Jesus walks with me. But look, I understand some people. They feel like the word of God flows through them. It's just like I do believe in God. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a. It's the how can I say this? I believe there is a higher power and it's God, but I just don't never really like churches. I don't know. Something about churches feels like a scam to me. And that's and I've been to multiple churches, but it's just like the word. I can understand the word because, like I said, I've read the Bible before. It's a lot of morals in that story that you could learn from. Basically, why they say it's basic instruction before leaving Earth. But I feel like the stuff around it. I feel like that's why people just either don't come, and I can see that too because like pastors being pimps because it's always like the women are just cultivated by his words, and then like try to get everybody to. Not only that, you get your husband to get in there, and then like as a family, all that stuff. But I've seen people like throw themselves at pastors. So and yeah, so let's get back to the video.
Here's some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just to have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers, but I want to hear it in the comments. So please drop it in the comment.
These women are.
Do you have an answer to that question?
Yes. Yeah. Because it's kind of a very obvious answer. The reason why a lot of them would rather remain single is because their peace is much more worth than what your perceived value and what you can quote unquote bring to the table. There is something that's very, very, very apparent about especially the dating pool right now, and it's that people are too selfish. You feeling what I'm saying? Instead of looking at him as a man, you're looking at him as a lick. You're looking at him as a meal ticket. You know what I'm saying? And then vice versa, the men look at the women as if they're bimbos that make good trophies. You know what I'm saying? It's like that trophy effect. They want what's good on their arm, and they want to get their dick wet with the most exotic woman that they can. Shout out to the passport bros. But like, bro, it's like this is what happens when you live in a Western society that glorifies profit over people. Now it becomes, what can you do for me? Now it becomes, how much can I exploit this person into, doing what it is that I want them to do or satisfy any selfish need that I have. So a lot of men, so with that being said, there's also a lot of men who don't want any of that shit at all. These men want simple ass motherfucking relationships with a girl that likes them, and they date. You know what I'm saying? They grow together. They laugh together. It's that simple ass relationship. But they make it so hard. So unfortunately, now you have a whole bunch of I hate men's, and then you have a whole bunch of I hate women's. And they're all running around here hating on each other while the real lovers are like caught in the middle. So, and that's why like most men are single, because they'd rather just not deal with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, contrary to popular belief, men have feelings too. So a lot of them don't want to put themselves in a situation where they're being used by someone that don't even like them for them. So step it up. Stop being dense. You know what the fucking issue is.
Couldn't have said it better.
Like, I just hate it when they make it seem like they're so confused, like as if it's some great mystery. Ain't no motherfucking mystery, nigga. They not y'all some hoes. That's the real fucking answer. If you want me to be blunt, why are you single? Because y'all some hoes.
I've said this many a times. It's like and I'm speaking for myself here. I would like to know that if the person I'm marrying, like, loves me for me, not what I could do for you. Because I feel like as a man, I'm going to do that regardless, but that doesn't define me as a person. And I feel like a lot of women get that wrong when they say I want to provide. And it's like any man can provide, depending on what is he providing. But like if I can tell you 3 things about yourself that you probably never picked up, that means I'm paying attention to you. But I feel like if I don't get that same type of response back, then I feel like, damn, do you really love me? And like most men, we feel that way, especially like in this. If I'm doing all this stuff for you, and I've seen men be miserable before. It's just like, and like in soulless marriages that don't really work for them. It's sad. It's just like especially like we feel like this is the person that you love, you cherish, you want to be with for the rest of your life, and yet this person doesn't love you back, or they use you for something, or they look at you as a golden ticket instead of someone that's and half of it is just like, oh, and then they think you're doing them a favor. It's just like, no, you're not doing me a favor. I'm the one that's putting in the work. Why would you feel like I'm doing you a favor? That's another thing. It's just like, but the selfishness, yeah, you put that on. I've had an argument with Phil about that because I said women are naturally selfish. You know what he told me?
What?
He said, well, I think everybody can be selfish at one point. And I was like, I was like, I understand that, but that's not the point I'm talking about. It's just like, what relationship that a man is going to leave a woman for like a dumb reason? And I told him it was just, and this is before I realized that 80% of divorces start with women and some shit like that. It's just like, men, we would literally stay in a relationship that doesn't benefit us just because we love the person.
Men settle.
We put so much work in that we don't want to see it fucking tarnished.
Yeah, I think what you're explaining is that like a lot of men settle. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what we do. We choose the middle ground. We always usually try to choose the middle ground.
Yeah. I never looked at it. Maybe it's just, you're right. I just never looked at it as settling though. It's just
really.
I don't know. I never looked at it as settling. It's just, especially since I chose you. This is just like I chose the person that if I'm marrying a girl, obviously I chose her to be with me. So it's just like, I see what you mean. I never really called it that.
Okay.
Ah, shit. But let's get back into the video.
They're out here scared. Because not only do men not want to marry anymore, they don't want to date anymore. They're not going to spend that kind of money taking these foodies out, women with their foodie calls, all right, going out, oh, you got to take me to a nice restaurant. Guys, you have a lot of women that are now like saying, oh, I'm happy, because they see what's going on. Men aren't even taking women on dates anymore. You have women now like, I'm humble. I'm okay if he takes me on a free date. We could sit in the car and talk about aliens. Yeah, because brothers aren't taking, men are not, these kings aren't out here taking you all on dates anymore. These kings are at home living their best life, playing PlayStation, eating Chinese food, all right, in their comfortable PJs, enjoying themselves. They don't have time for that nonsense. They don't have time for that foolishness, all right? They don't have time for your games. Men are done with this. Men are done with that life, all right? Men are sick and tired of it. Women don't understand. It's over. They thought that they could just go back and come back whenever they feel like it. And tell men to come and serve us. I mean, just listen to that simp. Listen to that simp of a pastor, all right? You know what's interesting about that, Simp? This dude is also pissed off because men are getting prenups. Check this out.
And should get a prenup if you're going to get married. A prenup is an agreement that you and your spouse sign that protects your assets. 50% of marriages fail. It's not like planning for it to fail or thinking it's going to fail. I have life insurance, but I don't plan on dying, but I'm ready for anything. 80% of divorces are initiated by the woman. She's incentivized to leave your ass because she'll make more money. You're not going to leave. You don't want to give up half your shit. Anyone can get a prenup. Let's each leave with the shit we came with.
The dude obviously doesn't have a lot of money to split. He can't even afford a whole shirt.
What does that have to do with what the fuck he was talking about?
Nothing at motherfucking all. And that's why I'd be so motherfucking upset, because it'd be stupid people like that speaking instead of responding to the motherfucking point. I don't give a fuck about his shirt. What? Get to the point, nigga.
Just like, because that's everything he said. Oh yeah, and plus I meant to ask you, just like, as a man, do you still want to get married, even with the numbers that's kind of like against?
Not only
marriage.
do I want to get married, that's one of my priorities. That's legitimately a priority of mine. And the reason why is because I'm not looking to gain anything. It's because I'm the type of person, I value marriage in itself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it because I have a whole bunch of properties and shit like that. Like, bro, I already understand that marriage is 50% romance, 50% business, but I'm not doing it because I'm fearful that one day my woman's gonna take half. You know what I'm saying? And even if she does take half, she helped build it. That's my wife. Hello? Like what? Like I never really understood that. Like, if I'm marrying a woman, obviously I'm going to build something with her. Whether it be a family or a business, I'm building something with her. Like, we're both gonna have our names, you know, we're a team. If something happens to my wife, I'm the first nigga that's going to be investigated. And if something happens to me, my wife is going to be the first person that they investigate. Gee, I wonder why. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, bro, stop. Like, he was over there crying about marriage and shit like that. I'm like, nigga, I'm not listening to any of that. I'm trying to be like A$AP Rocky and Rihanna right now. You saw that picture.
Yeah.
Nice and cozy. They was calling it the most Caribbean picture ever created. I'm like, nigga, I'm trying to recreate that. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at, nigga. I don't give a fuck about y'all crying about how women hurt your feelings and, you know, the He-Man Woman Haters Club shit, nigga. I'm trying to fucking lie down in bed with my fucking wife. The fuck?
I want to be like NBA Youngboy. Talk about my wife?
My wife? Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, I think that's how all men feel. It's just like, we know that the numbers and the stats are against us, and yet we want to do it anyway because, you know, a lot of people still believe the sanctity of marriage. It's just that, but I know a lot of dudes is just like, they're not. I think they say it like this: we're not afraid of being married. We're afraid of getting divorced. So, and like, for a lot of dudes, that's real because it's just like, again, this is the woman you felt like you could spend the rest of your life with, and it's just like there's no one else above this person, and yet, damn, and now you're thinking to yourself, damn, you're getting divorced, you're getting half your money taken, and then most people just like, it takes a while to even just want to go back, and I don't want to go back to that dating pool for the pee, like. And then you're like, you start questioning it. I know you start questioning yourself a lot. It's like, damn, was it really worth it or something like that? But, you know. But let's get back into the video.
To me, this is better than spending time with someone who doesn't love you. Look at that. This man is here drinking his beer, eating his KFC, has on his space heater. Look at the space heater on the ground. All right, has his sides, and then has snacks, Doritos right over there. Okay, and he's watching a movie on his laptop. Got on his comfy slippers, pajamas, all right? Nice warm sweater. He is doing very, very well. All right, and let me make this very clear. That looks like an 8-piece bucket right there. An 8-piece right now, that's expensive. It doesn't matter if you're in New York or California. 8-piece will run you easily around $20 to $25 right now. All right, and then beer. So this is right around $35, $35 right here. All right, in this economy, that's easily $35 worth of food right here. $35 worth of food, and and he's enjoying himself. Now think about it. Now you could go out to a restaurant, waste your time with someone who doesn't even like you. All right, spend all of your money on someone who doesn't even like you, doesn't even want to be with you, but they're hungry. And then of course these women are out here going on saying things like, "Oh, men who are cheap, men who don't want to spend money on us, they give us the ick so much." I'm thinking to myself, sweetie, you give me the icks. You absolutely give me the icks.
I know that there are worse things going on in this world, but this is just one of those things that gives me the ick, to be quite honest with you, because the amount of guys that I see in the back of their girlfriend's videos while the girlfriend is like trying to do something cute, or even with the kids or whatever, and the husband is just vegged out playing video games like a child on the TV. I'm sorry. I think if you're a gamer and you guys do that as an activity together, it's different. Or if he has a set time that he says, okay, I'm going to hop on here with my friends and veg out and do this. Like, it's okay. We all need an escape, right? I'm not against that at all. What I am against is when these dudes would rather spend time on their effing video game in their own little world than face reality and do things with you.
Do things with you. All right.
Like what?
What we doing?
What we doing?
What do you want to do? Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly. This is why we plan the dates. This is why we approach. Y'all can't even approach. Their approach is looking at you like you a 10-piece, like you a 10-piece bucket of fried chicken. Hey.
I'm not gonna lie. One time I got into an argument with my ex-girlfriend one time, and she was like, I want to do something. You're always doing stuff. I want to do something for us to plan. And I said, okay, what do you want us to do? I don't know. And I just looked at her. It was like, God bless your heart, but why? It's like, why we have
no, for real, heavy on the God bless your heart.
It's just why? It's just like, why? It's just like, we shouldn't even, like, half of the times, and I know as men, it's just like, I don't want to have this argument. It's stupid. It's just like, why are we having this argument? And sometimes, like, I get in trouble with this. I understand, like, I'm trying to be there for your fellas, but baby, what we doing here?
Like, for real, what we doing? Stop playing.
And then, can I go back to my video game now? All you want to do is play that stupid game.
You want to play? Just go out.
I've also done that too. Because you want to play with me? It's a 2-player game.
I'll teach you. Like, I don't mind. I don't sit down and fucking teach you. I ain't doing nothing. Shit. Do nothing with me.
It's Mario. Mario's simple.
And then she proceeds to not know how to jump after you teach her 10 times. And you're like, all right, this is going to be a long day.
This game is hard.
But it's like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, of course, communicate your concerns, but it's just like, if you have something planned, we'll do it with you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want it to feel one-sided, then you take some initiative in the relationship. If you feel like he's playing video games way too much instead of spending time with you, again, it's like Ray said, you might want to look at yourself, not trying to make it seem like it's a victim blaming thing, but it's just like, hey, at the very end of the day, if you had initiative to do something, what's he gonna do? Say no?
Yeah. Because I say this all the time. We're very good at doing nothing. Trust me. It's a skill. That's why we call it the nothing box. And it's funny because another argument I remember having with my ex, it was just like, I was literally thinking of nothing. It was just, and she asked me, what you thinking about? And I told her,
Nothing.
Nothing. And you know what she said? I feel like you're hiding something from. I feel like you're hiding something from me because you never tell me what you're really thinking about. I said, I'm literally thinking about nothing.
I don't know how else to explain it. There's nothing in my brain right now.
There's nothing going on right now. And then she hit me with that. How? It's just like, baby, I don't know. Just so.
It's man shit, baby. It's man shit.
And I remember she was like,
live streaming is on.
And I remember telling my girl, like, my ex-girl is just like, you don't really have a nothing box. Because a lot of women say, oh, I'll be in my nothing box too. I said, no, you don't. Because you wouldn't, if you would, you wouldn't be coming to me for shit.
You'd understand.
You'd understand. You wouldn't be asking me why am I thinking about it. You just know that I'm not really thinking.
Oh, you want to know what really trips women out? When you're like, you know what? I'm one of those men, a lot of men, like with those people, we can literally sit in the house and do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
We've done it before, especially like in the lounge. We'll just be in the lounge and do nothing. We'll just be chilling. No conversations. It just be a quiet ass lounge. Everybody in there, but everyone's just equally doing nothing.
Yeah, and we're having a blast.
And we're having a good ass motherfucking time. And shit, it got to a point. Some niggas came to the lounge and slept because it was so fucking quiet.
Yeah. So, and especially me, but it sometimes it be like that. It's just like that's how men function. And I feel like God made it that way. It's like a practical joke or some shit like that. But that's the yin and the yang, I guess, of men and women. Let's get back into the video. I think this is it, right? Yeah.
So when men would choose their video games over a woman, that gives them the icks because he's not spending money on them. He's not investing his time in them because he's walking away. And these are the men that they didn't even want in the first place. Welcome to the reality. Okay. These women will no longer have access to these men though. Like, guys, look at what's happening. I told you the simp economy is moving overseas. These are brokies. These women are there looking, trying every means possible to bum food off men. Like, that's really what they're out here doing. They're doing everything they possibly. These women are broke. They're broke. They don't have any money. They don't have any. They're starving. They're hungry. They're hungry as hell.
Do you feel is a decent amount to spend on the first date?
Oh, I don't think it matters.
What? You don't think it matters?
No.
The internet is going to come for you heavily for this.
I think these girls that feel like the date that they take you on defines the man that they chose, they're full of crap. It's absolute BS. I think that it's a woman that's looking for the bigger, better deal that has the audacity to say, I can't believe you want to bring me to the Cheesecake Factory. A lot of these dating scammers that literally go on a date every night just to be able to eat something, you're lucky you're eating tonight because you probably can't afford to do it yourself. These men don't give money, they give bags these days, and you can't eat that. So be grateful that you got some food. And be grateful that a man put in enough effort to take you somewhere. And that's the problem. I personally feel like that's the problem with today's day and age. Like, a lot of men are becoming lazy in dating. They're becoming lazy in the pursuit because there's no appreciation for what they do. And now women have these super high entitlement level thoughts that they deserve to be brought to freaking Bora Bora on their first date. And it's like, Who are you to even ask for that? What value have you brought to that man? It's audacity. It's the audacity
It's
for
the
me.
audacity for me.
And on top of that, you should want to be friends with the person that you're choosing anyway. If I don't like you, I'm not going on a trip with you. I'm sorry, but Instagram photos on no. Homegirl, be grateful that that man put in some effort. And you know what? The more appreciation that you choose, the better treatment you'll get.
Bar.
That's what I think.
Bar.
I don't think the amount of money matters. I think that just do something that you like. If that man likes you, you like to go. Take me salsa dancing. It's free on Wednesday nights before 10 o'clock. And then it's $10 to get in. And I would love that. Buy me a bottle of water because it does get hot and I do sweat. You know, or let's go for a walk in the park. Or let's sit in a car and eat ice cream and talk about aliens, you know, like whatever it may be. But that's because are you out here just trying to go on nice dates, or are you out here trying to get to know a person for partnership in life?
I wish I could.
Now,
how you feel about what she said?
I want to marry her. Who is that? Who the fuck is that?
Oh, man.
She was fucking spitting, especially when she said, "Take me to salsa is free on Wednesday." Shit, you ain't got to fucking tell me. The fuck? Shit, nigga. That's what we was just talking about. Like, she stops you for a video. You playing video games. She stops you. She says, "I want to do something," and then she says some shit like that. Nigga, I will go straight to the motherfucking room and get ready. The hell? You know what I'm saying? But again, real quick, but like it's about finding someone that likes you. I feel like I need to slow it down when I say that because it don't really be permeating niggas' heads. Find someone that likes you. You know?
Yep. You know what? Remember the nigga I called Young Dro that in AI?
Yes, that was funny, by the way.
He liked that new game. He was like, but anyway, I remember him telling me about a girl that I like, and that girl, I don't know, for some reason that girl had a big ass ego, and she was very average looking. I was like, if that's what you like, all right, but I told her, I said, and I was on, and this is when I was like real honest with him. I said, bruh, go if you want to shoot your shot, go ahead, but I wouldn't let someone like that talk to me like that, especially when you look better than. I said pause, but you like, I feel like get a dime piece out of it. She wasn't ugly. It was just that
her personality made her ugly.
Yeah, it was just like, why do you have this attitude like you're a baddie? It's just like, and I think it's because she was light skinned. I said, yo, I was like, hey, yo, no. I said, your light skin privilege does not work for you. All right, you take your ass somewhere else. I was like, I definitely seen cuter, but you know, you fucked with it. And also, to this day, I've never spent more than $100 on the first date. So,
I feel like the first date is the one where you should be spending the least money because you don't know the person yet.
Exactly.
Now it's different if you was talking beforehand.
I get into arguments about that. It's just like, because my stepmother, she was like, "What was the last time you been on a date?" I was like, "It's been a while, but I still don't feel like you should be spending $100 on a date." And you know what's funny? Like months later, I went on a date and I didn't spend $100.
Would you look at that? Because you're smart.
And we went bar hopping too, and I bought her drinks. It was just, and I didn't even spend $100.
Like, I want to be able to have a good time without breaking the bank. You know what I'm saying? It's not every day I gotta fucking take you out special because you so insecure about yourself. You needed an expensive ass meal to feel something. You know what I'm saying?
Also, if you want to prove that you're a provider, the first thing showing you to do is like, I know how to budget money by not taking you out on a specific date. Or at least that's how I feel. It's just like I'm literally showing you that I know how to manage my money, but not by us going on a date and not really having to break the bank. And yet I've also said this too. I said women, I feel like I understand like men, we gotta ask you out on a date, but I still feel like that's a privilege in itself. Because it's just like, or at least I always feel that way. It's just like, men wanting you to take you out on a date is a privilege in itself. The fact that he wants to pay for you, because like you can, like, and I don't have a problem with our boy Mark doing this because I understand. But he was like, I don't pay on the first date.
Yeah, he straight up said I don't. That nigga said I will leave you there. I said, oh my God, fatality.
Yeah. And like I don't have a problem with him saying that.
I don't either. I clapped when he said that.
I'm glad when he said. I laughed when he said that too. I'm just like I understand. I told him I fucking understand. Sometimes, especially like let me ask you this question. Let's say you are on a date with a person and it goes bad. Do you still pay for the date or do you like walk out?
Depends on her looks. Me personally, it depends on how she looked. So there's a difference between like looking nice for a date and just showing up for a date. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like depending on like the outfit, and by her looks, I don't just mean her physical beauty because people get caught up in that shit. So what I say by her looks is like the way she carries herself, her demeanor, her character. You know what I'm saying? Her looks.
Mm-hmm.
So, it would depend on that. If she's like legitimately like a nice person, I'm gonna pay because it's just the courteous thing to do. But if I can tell that she doesn't really respect me like that during the date, I'm just gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? I kind of play in my ear in that case, in that scenario, because I'm not spending money on somebody that don't deserve it.
I think you and I are the same way because I was like, if she's on her phone during a date, I might just walk out. I might tell
literally,
because it's just like I do this all the time, and only people I let it slide if you're like a single mother, and you're like you need to know about your kids. But if you have no kids, I turn my phone off. Not only I turn my phone off, I put it down so you can tell. So I'm literally showing you, I'm giving you my undivided attention. But and I feel like if you're on this phone more than you're like participating in the date, I'm gonna just walk out because it's just like, what am I here for? I thought we were trying to get to know each other, but if you're in your phone, then I guess it's just, to me, that's a sign they're not going with. But so far, I've never had a bad date, so that's me at least try to keep it consistent. But I've heard like I've seen it. No. I'm like we've seen videos of people being on bad dates or that women trying to get more than what they should be going, and the dudes just walk out, and then the women get bad because they walked out. It's like you tried it.
Like audacity.
Yeah, audacity. Also, one girl I was dating when I was in the Navy, she told me that a dude spent $300 on her on a date, and she still didn't give him none. And you know what I said in the back of my head?
What?
Well, I'm just not spending $300. And it's funny because on that date I paid for everything too, and it was under $100, and I got her a new purse because I promised her a new purse. But she was like, after I bought the purse, she was like, you know what, there's something else. I was like, I pushed her out the store.
Nah, for real. We're out. And she listened.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. I mean, you can have whatever emotion you have about it, but we're leaving the store.
I'm not. Yeah. We're not doing that. So let's back to the video.
What's very interesting is you might say, "Oh my gosh, she's in the vault. The perfect woman does exist." Yeah, y'all, listen to me. These women are just changing their strategies up. All right. This woman's name is Dr. Sarah Fontenot. All right. She has all right. So evidently she has a PhD. Serial entrepreneur. This is a boss babe, speaker. All right, actress, philanthropist, investor. Okay, y'all are looking at the screen right now. This is her Instagram. Okay, she's trying to look all cute here, y'all. She doesn't want no broke boy. Okay, look how she dresses. These are the women. Look at her. Look at her pictures. Let's scroll down. Look at her pictures. All right, what are those? Those look fake to me. All right. Okay, a 304 will always be look at bikini pictures. Look at this. Look at her over here. All right, booty out with another chick tatted up. Okay, look at these pictures, boss babe. Okay, the writing.
So this is the part where I hate about the red pill community or anybody that does this. It's like now you're being nitpicky for no reason. And I said this all the time. It's just like I understand that no woman wants a broke boy. I don't encourage women to get with broke niggas anyway. And of course, if she keeps herself up, yes. And if she is high maintenance, then she's obviously, she has the femininity to do that, whether she's married or not. But she has the upkeep for that. And then it's her Instagram. She got a bikini pic. That's like that wasn't even a bad bikini pic. So it's like, why are you even putting that out there? This is when I feel like the red pill community got get too nitpicky and some shit like that. And I'm not simping either, but it's just like she's still just because you see it on Instagram, that doesn't mean she doesn't believe that she don't believe in what she's saying and some shit. That's pretty sure how she really feels.
First of all, she fine as hell.
She is fine as hell.
I don't care what nobody say. Like, what the hell? He over there being emotional. Look at these pictures. Look at these pictures.
She's not dating no broke boy.
She not dating no broke boy. Look at the pictures. I'm like, bro. Come on, man. Stop it, bro. If I went up to her, she wouldn't intimidate me. You know what I'm saying? She could make thousands of dollars more money than me, and I would not be intimidated at all because that's another human being. You know what I'm saying? People be projecting their insecurities on other people, and then they use that in order to try to make the other person feel guilty. It's like all you're doing is you're just being a hoe. Stop it. Get some help.
And I'm pretty sure she's in her, I'm going to say, as good as she looks, she's probably in the mid-30s. So, yeah, usually women, they don't want to date broke men. And I don't encourage women to date broke boys. I feel like as a man, you need to come with something. And I don't mean just money, but you need to come with something. But she can have any nigga she wants, so ain't nobody gonna complain. But in the meantime, this is another one of the videos that he was preaching on about men relaxing as a practice, and here come the preacher dude again. So we got this.
We now have 7 million men ages 25 to 54 not working or looking for work. 7 million. You can't build a civilization, a culture, a nation, an economy on men who are not activated and working and producing. What it means is you have far more consumers than producers.
Men are relaxing as everything collapses around us. While the media reports that 7 million men are no longer working, the real number is actually closer to 30 million. Why have so many men stopped working? Before researching this video, I didn't realize the sheer impact that men opting out of society and choosing not to work has on the economy and on women. Stay until the end of the video to find out why 30 billion men have stopped work.
With a not so bravo topic, we're talking about jobs and a major hiring crisis. It's a problem really bigger and older than the Great Resignation you've heard so much about. It's a problem you're not going to find in the unemployment rate, which is, of course, at near record lows. And it's because a large number of American men in particular, men in their prime working years, are actually not working, and they're not even looking for work. The result is a bit of a mystery and also a major hole in the American economy.
My name's Mike Rowe, and this is my job.
Of all the jobs he's done over the past 20 years.
Now get ready to get dirty.
And Mike Rowe has done them all as the host of Dirty Jobs on Discovery.
From machines that dump. Oh, now it's dirty jobs, isn't it? The hoses that suck. Gee.
He's never claimed to be an economist.
Thank you.
But while taping the series during the Great Recession of 2008, he did notice something important.
All anybody was talking about was the number of people who are out of work. But on Dirty Jobs, even then, everywhere we went, we saw help wanted signs.
It turns out dozens of real-life economists and other researchers have a possible explanation: a long-term decline in male labor force participation, or as one think tank summarized it, men not at work.
This is a men problem by and large, right?
Seems to be.
Look back to the 1950s, and 98% of men in their so-called prime working years had a job or were looking for one. That number has fallen ever since, to the point where today more than 7 million men have essentially dropped out of the workforce.
We've given a lot of people a lot of options. And incredibly, one of those options is do nothing. Do nothing.
And then you have a whole generation of young men that are going to vote to increase the taxes on men who are working to reallocate wealth, which is stealing. And the result is, at some point, we now have
Whoa. 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 I'm sorry. What?
Would you like me to
Nigga,
remember?
yeah, run that back one more fucking time, because okay, let me just.
That's it.
Those options is do nothing. Do nothing.
And then you have a whole generation of young men that are going to vote to increase the taxes on men who are working to reallocate wealth, which is stealing. And the result is, at some point, you run out of other people's money. That's why we now have record national debt. And now credit card debt in America has, for the first time, reached over $1 trillion.
Pause that.
You have to remember that men are.
I cannot believe. Okay. Okay. First of all, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. Men who aren't working are gonna vote for policies to reallocate wealth from men who are working. Nigga, when has that ever fucking happened? Bro, in both of the fucking scenarios that he even mentioned, it was the wealthy stealing from the poor. That's why they got rid of welfare. What the fuck is he talking about? And then not only that, but yo, like the only reason why credit card debt has tripled is two reasons. Number one, more scams. And number two, the cost of living is too high. Most people that spend their money on credit cards are spending it on fucking essentials. Bro, several studies can back that up. So, yo, he's literally just making it up on his head. He wants to make it again. It's that Protestant work ethic, work hard until you're 65 type of mentality. They think being a man is just about, hard work and all this other bullshit. But let me tell you, Ray, that shit is a fucking lie. You feeling what I'm saying? That shit is a motherfucking lie. Ain't shit get done because somebody worked harder. Shit got done because the work was done. You feeling what I'm saying? It didn't have to be hard work. You only make it hard work because you're incompetent. That's why it's hard work, because your stupid ass don't know how to make it any simple for yourself. So you try to drag others in your misery, and you think that you growing hair on your chest because you work 80 hours a motherfucking week, yet you produce nothing. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it's one thing to work on something because it's your job, but it's another thing to work on something because it means something. And the reason why a lot of men aren't working in today's age is because there's no meaning. There's no incentive. What am I doing this for? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can go and get the certificate. Now what? I'm just going to be underpaid even if I get the certificate. So there's no point in me getting a certificate. I'm getting a certificate to be underpaid. Does that make sense to you?
No, it doesn't.
So why the fuck am I getting a certificate? Well, it's going to help you make your resume stand out more. And I'm like, make a resume stand out when there's 300 applicants in one job and we're all getting a job to get underpaid. Like, you got to understand something. Most people in America are motherfucking underpaid. The simple fact that we underpay teachers, that we underpay food service workers, that we underpay sanitation workers, that we underpay people who literally throw away trash in the neighborhood, that's a problem. You feeling what I'm saying? And the reason why it's a problem is because those are the people that are essential for the health of an entire society. If you don't pay them, that is less income for them to participate in the very economy and to buy the things that they need in order to keep us healthy and safe. But instead, niggas want to fucking spend their money on NFTs and crypto and all this other bullshit that's not helping anybody but trying to play this game of enriching themselves. And then he gonna sit there and say some stupid shit like, people are gonna vote in order to siphon wealth from the men that are working. I'm like, if you don't shut your stupid ass up, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
That is fear mongering at its finest. Just so people know, that right there is fear mongering at its finest.
And he didn't even have a point. He was just straight wrong. He got up on a stage to be fucking wrong, and he's getting paid for it. That's the motherfucking issue with society. He's literally highlighting the issue in society. You are in a stage. People paid money in order for you to be fucking wrong. What the hell?
Yeah, that blew your mind.
No, I couldn't. I physically had to react because that was the dumbest shit I ever heard somebody say out of the side. That it baffles me how he said that on stage so confidently. And what worries me is the people that fucking agree with that stupid shit.
Oh yeah, oh my god. Like, what's right about it? And then you got to tell them what's right about it. Because some people just believe that. I was like, why would? Because even I'm thinking, like, why would someone do that?
Like, why would somebody do that? Like, first of all, nigga, again, most of the money trickles up. It doesn't trickle down. That's why most schools and that's why a lot of them low-income schools stay low-income forever. You know what I'm saying? They stay low-income forever because you niggas never fucking invest money into those places because you siphon the wealth. You feeling what I'm saying? So don't ever sit up in your fucking mouth trying to sit there talking about who's going to vote for what policy. Nigga, if we really wanted to vote, we'd fucking vote for unions. We'd fucking vote for, these employers to pay more tax.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing that we vote for. Tax these motherfuckers.
This is the rich.
Stupid ass. I really can't believe he said that stupid shit.
So she needs to be the one to do something for them. A lot of these guys have gotten sassy.
Got off the phone with someone I was seeing, and she asked me how my day was going, and I explained I was at the airport. And then she said, "I'm glad you got there safe." And I said, "Yeah, I had to take an Uber." I had to block her. I mean, she was great and everything. She was emotionally intelligent, always paid for dinner, pretty much catered to my every need. But if you hear I'm taking an Uber to the airport and your first move is not to open up Venmo and send me money, are you even a real woman? And then you find out I'm on a commercial flight and you don't immediately charter me a private jet. I know my worth, drizzle. I'm in my soft guy era. I want to be pampered. And if you're broke, just say that. And I'm sure later she'll come around looking for some sugar, but this sugar don't mix without drizzle.
Woo! Guys, these men.
Move on, because I think he's going to get about how most people are really getting sassy or some shit like that. That is obviously a troll.
He's trolling.
He's trolling. And like we've had this talk with material, like God bless us all. Because it was just like, yeah, most people we talk about the soft guy era, it's just them making fun of the women in their soft girl era, talk about all the shit they've done.
Facts.
And most of these dudes are just joking, and it's funny because it's just like, and the reason why a lot of men find it funny because we're basically repeating what they're saying, what they have said to us. We're basically repeating that back to them. And like they don't like that, and it's just like, okay, if you don't like that, what makes you think we would like that? But there's some people that actually feel like they think the soft guy era shit is real. It's like, nah, it's a troll.
I don't know how that isn't obvious, to be honest with you.
It's something. I think they see like one or two men that actually do it. That's like, that doesn't mean everybody's doing it. It's like you may have one or two dudes that's actually doing this, but all in all, it's like it's not everybody. It's basically just like men really giving girls what they giving women their own medicine and some shit like that. Because a lot of these women, like I said, they feel like they're entitled to things that just like when men look at it, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, what makes you think I'm gonna do that? It's just like, oh, you want to take me to fuck with a child? It's like, yo, that shit is. Or you want me to take us to $300 dinners? And I tell women this. It's like, I don't care if you could do it for yourself or not. Well, if you can do it for yourself, then shit, do it for me. It's like. But I don't care if you do it for yourself or not. It's still stupid that you I don't know. Unless you want to make it real special. I don't see like a lot of men doing that just like a regular Wednesday. Like we want to spend $300,000 a day. Just like a lot of men work hard for their money. You don't really don't need to be doing it and to just waste it.
Yeah, we don't like wastefulness either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't like wastefulness. I don't like wastefulness shit.
I really don't like wastefulness, but I think all in all, you know what I'm saying? Like people who know, they know. This is, in the same way that I said, like people, like a lot of people aren't really built to be parents. I also feel like a lot of people aren't built to be fucking romantic partners either. I feel like a lot of people fucking lie to themselves and they get with somebody in order to avoid the fact that they're really not built for it. So they fucking okey doke a lot of people because they're not secure within themselves. They're not sure within themselves. They don't have that confidence within themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like very, very, very disgusting to me how, they try to victimize themselves and make themselves seem like the victim because somebody isn't catering to their specific, thing. And I'm like, this is not build a nigga. This is not build a bitch. Stop that shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to deal with your trifling ass too. Just like you got to deal with these trifling ass people. It's just who's more trifling than who.
Okay. Let's get back into the video.
To provide everything that they need, right down to a cleaner and a cook. So most men realize that it's best to remain single and to stay by themselves and live their best lives. If they want a relationship, they're going to go overseas. They're going to find someone overseas, but they're not going to mess around in Western society.
Young guys are doing with their time and energy. Porn, social media, video games, the beast, the false prophet, and the antichrist. That's what they're doing. Single guys in your 20s, here's what we know. 68% of guys in their 20s today are not dating a woman, not intending to date a woman, have no actual interest in a relationship with a female, and are making no movement toward marriage whatsoever. In the last few years, a lot of young men just moved home with their mother. They have no intention of ever moving out until they can find a girlfriend in her 20s or 30s with a good job and low expectations. And then their hope is to move into her house and have her pick up where mom left off. And what these are generational curses and bad patterns that are destroying young men. And today, young men are an endangered species. And everything in our culture is to absolutely remove their masculinity and to ruin their legacy.
A study called from the Pew Center Research conducted a study that said 63% of men under age 30 would rather stay home and watch porn than go on a date. Men said they are getting their needs met without having to go on a date.
I mean, that's really it.
Again, not to repeat myself, but if they'd rather stay home and play Madden or play video games today, there's something wrong with you. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I think there is.
It's very strange to me because, again, this would all be avoided if you just fucking got with people that likes you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it just goes to show that a lot of people don't like you, to be honest with you. If you're having a lot of these motherfucking troubles, like, bro, these people really don't like you then. Yo, like, I'm not going to waste my time dating someone I don't like. And I'm not going to waste my time trying to date someone that obviously doesn't like me. You know what I'm saying? But then again, Ray, it's like everyone has their different perspectives, but it's like I'm spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I mean, you see me. I've had shit paid for me. I've had people take me out. I've had, like, mostly women. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they will literally pay for me. Hey, I don't even have to do nothing. I literally don't even have to do. All I have to do is just be myself and just make the other girl comfortable, and she'll do it for me. You know what I'm saying? And it is the greatest shit in the world. Like, you could even say that I'm kind of living my soft guy era with that type of shit, because it's just like, bro, again, it's not motherfucking rocket science, nigga. Just be a likable ass person and make sure the person like you. That's really all it is, bro. Like, y'all over here on the internet fucking crashing out because you have all these horrible motherfucking experiences, in which I'm sorry to hear, but some of us can't relate, bro, because we're likable people. A lot of y'all aren't likable. People just tolerate you because you got a fat ass or you got some money. You know what I'm saying? And then you try to make it seem like it's a fucking character flaw that nobody's catering to your every beck and call. Like, nigga, fuck you. I'm sorry. I just feel like both men and women need to hear that more. Like, nigga, fuck you. Like, bro, get over your motherfucking self. If you're gonna date someone, do it for the correct reason. Don't do it because you sitting over here and you lonely. You just can't be bothered to sit by yourself for a fucking few. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here, bro.
Yep, and that was basically it. That was basically most of the videos. Is there anything you think the people should learn from this video these videos that we just kind of witnessed?
First of all, don't ever get on motherfucking camera on another woman's IG talking about, look at these pictures. That's kind of cringy, bro. Yo, I'm gonna just make it short and sweet. Well, not even short and sweet, but like I'm gonna say this. Right now, you are seeing the results of what happens when you allow a society to not have their priorities and the right values. This very situation that we're going through right now, a whole bunch of other countries have went through. And the main crux of the problem again is that people value profit over their own humanity. Humanity isn't something to be profited with, right? But they try to do that, and the best way to do that is through slavery, right? Is through taking and exploiting somebody's labor and not giving them their fair share, and then taking their fair share in order to enrich yourself. So, it's a case of as above, so below, right? They see the government doing the shit, so now they do it towards each other. But they don't just do it in business. They also do it in dating as well. Again, 50% business, 50% romance is what marriage is. There's not even much difference between business, marriage, and war, if you really think about it. Like when you look at those three institutions, there are conflicts that arises in those situations that need to be rectified, right? Like there's no relationship that you can think of where a conflict hasn't arisen because of two opposing sides, because you guys are two individual people, right? Yeah, you're together, but you're not always going to have the same thoughts. You feel what I'm saying? Same thing in business. Yeah, you two, may have one vision for the business, but you may think one way and your partner may think another way. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Me and Ray sometimes will disagree on a few things, but it's not often no disrespect. It's just different perspectives. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I live a different life. You live a different life, but those differences don't mean that it's beef. Those differences just mean that you may say some shit that I'm like, what the hell? And I may say some shit and you be like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? But it's not like, the only time is beef is if you're trying to harm somebody or if you're just stupid. Like that nigga Kelvin or whoever the fuck you be talking to. But
yeah,
just like, and we don't like stupid. If there's one thing men don't like is stupid. And I feel like that's why most younger generations don't want to work and all this other shit. Because it not only is it not meaningful, it's stupid. A lot of the shit that we do is stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like me, bro. I remember going to the post office in order to get like a mail key, and them niggas, first of all, they told me that like I needed a copy of my lease, so I gave them that, right? But because, like, mind you, the lease, we already had signed a new one, and the lease that we currently had expired that day. But like obviously not that day, but like at midnight it expired, but it was still good. And we already had signed the new one. So that was the copy that I gave her. And she was like, oh, no, we can't accept this because, well, first of all, it was on my phone. While the lease was on my phone. So I was trying to show her, like, the lease because it had all the signatures on the document. And they didn't fucking take it because it was digital. And I'm like, that's fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking stupid. Like, okay, fine, if you prefer it in like a printed paper format, then say that. But to straight up not accept it because it's digital is fucking stupid. Or even like when you get stuck in the meetings in the office with your fucking managers and shit like that, and all they're doing is just reiterating the shit that you do 3 weeks ago. It's fucking stupid. Getting paid and not being able to pay your bills is stupid. Getting a motherfucking degree because you told us to and then we can't find work is stupid. I could go on and on and on and on. I'm just saying right now, people don't want to work because y'all are fucking stupid. That's why. For lack of a better term, if I could sum it up in one sentence, we don't want to work for you because you're stupid. Love the working class.
Yeah. You took everything I wanted to say. I don't know. I love it though. It was like everything. This is why I used to start the hashtag "No one listens to father." When you say stuff, other people, it seems like it just goes over other people's heads. But yeah. Like I tell everybody all the time, fuck with people that fuck with you, and that's all really I gotta say about it. The father done said everything else. So,
and you want to know what it is, Ray? It was so irritating to me because the shit is actually so simple.
Yeah.
But you got niggas on fucking YouTube making fucking 15, 20-minute videos crying about how many bitches they don't get. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here and then I'm like, yo, listen. Stop fucking putting your worth over how much women you get. That's why women don't want to fuck with you, because you don't have confidence within yourself and they can smell that shit a mile away. If there's one thing about women, that women are ruthless when they know that it's a dude that don't have confidence in themselves. That's when they become the most ruthless. Because for a very long time, women were under the submission of men by virtue of the physical dominance that we had over them, right? But now in a more equitable world, a lot of women will bitch the fuck out of you and you're not going to do anything about it because you're not about it. So you get on motherfucking social media and then you throw tantrums because you're safe. You feel me? So like when it comes to all that bullshit, like it's just noise. But like you and I know, yeah, fuck with people that fuck with you. And you know, I know my worth and you know your worth. And you know, like another thing too, I'm not gonna be in a situation where I'm seeing you not being treated right and I'm just sitting there. And I know you're gonna do the same for me. So there's that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, people just aren't likable, bro. A lot of y'all just aren't likable people. That's just what it is, to be completely honest with you. Y'all talking about all these dates and how, you know, you did this and you scamming for that and a man needs to lead you and shit like that. It's like you're only saying all this shit because you're not a good person. Stop pretending and just admit it. And you're bald.
All right. On that note, I'm going to shut this down. Father, I appreciate you coming on tonight. I know I've been like pushing this back, but I'm glad we finally got this done. So I think this is a very good topic to talk about. I hope a lot of y'all took into what me and Father was talking about, because I feel like there's a lot of jewels that was dropped today. So, especially from Father himself. So, with that being said, he is Father. I am Ray. This is the After Party, and I'm signing out. Peace.